So, welcome to a lovely episode of Hot and Humid, and we're going to open up a box that's going to actually make things a little bit chillier. This is one of GSEICE's ice machines. This is technically the SY100, that's the model number. They offer various models. This specific one I get to test out and review. So today is all about getting it out of the box, setting it up, and obviously using it for the first time. So without further ado, let's unbox this puppy, get it out, see how it comes, actually get it working, clean it up and get it operational, and see how the actual ice itself comes out. So without further ado, let's open it up. Okay folks, welcome back to GeekSmart, and like I said, today we are opening this up. Now it is very hot and humid. I have been waiting for the camera to acclimate because of the humidity in here in the garage, but I'm gonna see about getting these straps off first. Now I'm assuming that it's actually going to be able to slide right out the bottom as long as I cut the bottom open. Maybe I should have just done that to start rather than worry about the top at all. Just kind of go around the bottom, cut the straps at the bottom at each location. Yeah, it's probably would have been a better way to start. That would have been the way to do it. Now, first thing first, this is not white. It is actually stainless steel in color. So this is actually a protective layer to probably keep it from scratching on the journey. So we can actually peel this plastic layer off. It's going to take a minute, actually. Well, this plastic stuff does not come off very easily, but give me several minutes and see what I can get done here. The nice thing is for the customer support piece here, they actually cut out the protective layer already, so you don't have to worry about accidentally peeling that off. I'm going to go ahead and just get it all off, and then I'll be back. Don't need to do this on camera. When you come to the louvered section right here, it's best to come at like from a side. And of course you'll still have pieces, but at least it'll be a lot easier than coming down. Easier probably up than down, but sides seem to work really good. Okay, that was a lot of work, and sure I have a few pieces here and there that I got to get off, but the worst part was actually the front with all the louvers on the front. There's a lot of protective layers. So give yourself 15-20 minutes to get all that off in all reality. But now let's, the only other thing I did is I did have to unzip tie this. This was zip tied to the louvers down here. This is obviously a water line. I did that just because, well, I had to get the plastic off. So this lifts up, and so it's actually attached to I'm assuming that's a filter. So there we go, there's that. What else we got in here? We actually have an ice scoop, which obviously I'll clean before we use. Owner's manual has some silica gel in here as well, and there's a silica gel packet zip tied to the outside I gotta pull off yet. And then this is actually one of the interesting or neat features about this specific unit is it comes with this. It has the capability with this to actually pull water out of like a 5-gallon jug. So you like at the grocery store, you can get 5 gallons, jugs of water. And I do maintain, I have a couple that I refill actually with tap water here at the home. But this allows you to actually use that big thing of water. So you don't have to, you can actually use this in a location that you don't have running water if you want to just use a 5-gallon jug. So there is that. So it's probably how I'm actually going to do this video is fill my 5-gallon jug up and actually do it right out here in the garage. Okay, as well, we have a drain hose, and this was actually just kind of up on top of here. It's already pre-connected, so this is just a drain pump, so you can put that to a floor drain, or if you're outside, put it into the grass or whatever. And then we have the line that goes up to the filter already pre-connected. That it literally says right on it, connect to tap. And then we have another one back here, connect to a bottle, and that's the one we're going to actually use today. I'm not even going to touch the other one, I'm just leave it connected. But we're going to tap that into the bottled water, which you just push it in, and it should automatically grab it. So let me get a bottle of water quick, and I'll be back. Now, before I actually get started on using it, on the owner's manual itself, they go through operational how-tos and everything like that. There are a lot of safety precautions, so it is recommended that you do read through all of these. But Yeah, it tells you about the machine itself. And that's where it'll actually show you the connection points back here as well. Operational panel, functions, self-priming pump mode, and that's the big thing that we're gonna have to do, obviously, is when we're using the pump to prime it up. Installation instructions, before you use, and operating instructions. Then they do have shutdown, care, so how to keep it going as long as possible, maintenance. And the one that it comes with is just fully English. It's not a multi-language. So there is that. Okay, now I'm getting this ready to actually use for the first time, so it's all set for the most part other than the water connections and priming and everything, but we're gonna wanna clean this. And so I just have a washcloth that I did put some, just a little bit of soapy solution on it. It's not too wet right now, but I wanna go through this whole compartment and get it at least decently clean. I'll probably do it 2 or 3 times, and then I'll also use the same rag with just water on it just to rinse it off, because I don't want any styrofoam that's in here in the water, but also, you know, it's from the factory, so there's going to be some stuff in here. I would recommend probably the first couple sets of ice that go through the machine, toss those. You're not going to want to use those, but then again, yeah, so I'm going to go through, clean anywhere that there's going to be water. So this reservoir back here, the ice maker itself, the tub. I'm going to do it several times with kind of a cleaning cloth with a little bit of soap on it. Now, they actually make an ice cleaning solution. I think it's like citric acid based. So there is that. I don't have that. So I'm going to actually just use home remedy solutions to do this, but let's get started here. Okay, now that I'm basically cleaned, I cleaned the inside out, cleaned the outside out, I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy connected. So this should just be, if I lean this forward, just see me pushing this on here. Yep, push, and she holds on real good. And then I did clean this. I actually ran clean water through it, a little bit of soap on it as well, just to clean it off. But now this will just go down in my bottle. And it is weighted, so it should go to the bottom. If I'm honest, I probably should have put this top on the bottle first, just because it has a hole in the middle and just makes this a little bit smaller. So I might do that quick. If you're not familiar with how to take that out, there is a little clip here. It's like light blue. If we actually pull that clip off to the side, you can see it's just like a C clip. Then you can push this in while pulling this out. And I can't do that with one hand. Let me set the camera down and see if I can get this out quick. There we go. A little bit of water came out with it. And then I can feed it through that and then go ahead and push it back. And hopefully I'm getting this on video. I'm gonna go ahead and put that clip back on so you can't push that in. That's what that clip does. And there we go. And then my little top can now go on there and just makes that easier. If I wanna plug it up so nothing gets in that bottle, I can easily put something in that hole. Okay, so I have the bottle connected. I'm gonna go ahead and plug power in, and I've just left the tap one sitting here on top of the unit for now. So she is plugged in. All right, now we're gonna need to see what we need to do about the control panel. All right, let's give her a go here. So we have the clean timer button, ice fall power button, and then we have plus and then we have minus. But when I plug it in, it actually says water in. And I can hear, yeah, water is definitely going in right now. There is some styrofoam, let me show you that. So the self-priming pump, the pump actually did itself, got it in there, but you can see a little bit of styrofoam in there, so I'm gonna have to clean that out a little bit. It was hard to get all of that very well, so, but you can see it in there. And either way, we're gonna be throwing out the first little bit anyway, but probably see if I can clean that out quick. All right, so it just started this mode. It just finished, the pump just finished. It must have filled it up fine. And now it looks like it's doing its ice making thing. Or washing, maybe. Maybe that's what it's doing, is a washing mode. Just gonna go ahead and let it do its thing. So after doing that wash cycle for however, a couple minutes maybe, it says 11 minutes there on the front. I don't know what that is, but now it says freezing. It's at 84 degrees, 86 degrees ambient temperature. That's how hot it is in my garage right now. Humid as all heck, but that doesn't really matter. And of course I'm keeping the door open just for, just so I can see what's going on. But let's give it some time. Let's see what it does next. And of course, right when I turn the camera off, it starts doing its dribbles again. So I'm just gonna give it time, see what happens. Just show you that within a minute or so, it's down to 66 degrees inside there. But we'll just give it time to let it, I'll give it the 11 minutes or whatever, and I'll be back. So I don't think it's been 11 minutes yet, but maybe. But we're down to 35 degrees inside, so things are going good. I'm just double checking on it every so often. Oh, now see, it says 11-minute running time, 11 minutes. I don't exactly know what that means yet, so figure that out eventually. Down to 33, just let it keep going. So it's been running for a little bit. Ice temperature now is down to 2. Let's take a peek inside. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely ice forming on the maker there, on the aluminum block, without a doubt. That's pretty awesome. Let it keep going. Now, this is the 100 model, which essentially means that this makes up to 100 pounds of ice in a 24-hour period. And of course, they make bigger units, so if you need to make more, they make units that actually can do it even faster at a higher rate, but pretty awesome. Let's just give it time. That was like perfect timing. I think it's going to be coming crashing down. Yep, so that was the timer. The 11 minutes is how long it takes to make the ice. And then it must like thaw it a little bit. Yep, so ice core temperature is up to almost 40 degrees now. So I wonder if it'll just slide out and fall down. And boom, bada boom. And now it's on a 12-minute cycle. So the ice came crashing down. It's going to freeze back up, and I'm sure the water's going to start going down that here in a second. This is a very simple process. But here's what the ice looks like. It's an actual cube of ice. And of course, the first bunch of ice that comes out here, I'm going to get rid of because it's my cleaning out the machine ice. So let it keep going. And obviously, as this slowly melts from being in here, that's the drain that just comes out the drain pipe. So there we go. That's how the ice machine works. So after a couple of hours, there is quite a bit of ice in there. That's awesome. Something else you can do with this plus minus, something I didn't touch on at all, is the thickness of the ice. So you can see how thick this piece is after the cube. If you want that to be a little bit thinner, we can actually use the minus sign to actually subtract that. So essentially it just subtracts how much time it trickles down. But we can do that. So that is something to keep in mind as well, so we can make it a little bit thinner. Now at the end of your ice making session, obviously you put, after you're done using the ice and you're ready to close this down. So I just turned it off and I did unplug it from power, so it's no longer plugged in. I'll clean this out, and of course, like I said, this ice I'm not using because it's the first stuff, and that's just how I'm going to do it. Then you want to drain the reservoir here. We can just pull this plug, and it'll just pour the water into the bin, and then that'll just run out the drain. And then you want to wipe this all down, dry it out as best you can for storage. So yeah, I'm going to do that obviously for moving it to the location I'll have it at. Now in the end, I'm not going to be keeping this out in my garage, but for now it was a good test bed, and obviously I had to do my unboxing out here anyway because this has plenty of space. But this will actually go inside, so wherever you place the machine, obviously it does create heat, so around it is a little warmer. Obviously it is a refrigerator compressor or a freezer compressor, so it is freezing constantly and then warming up and then freezing, and yeah. I'm obviously going to let this run, let it run as much of the water through it over the next several hours so that it cleans the machine out more than anything else. It's actually cleaning itself essentially after I did my initial cleaning of it, and of course I did find a couple extra pieces of styrofoam, but just keep that in mind. So the first little bit, maybe the first days of ice, toss that because it just cleans the pipes out and everything. But pretty awesome. Now, I did another set of videos on GSEICE's, one of their soft serve ice cream machines. I love that thing. It is fantastic. It was the talk of my daughter's graduation party. It was pretty fantastic, and it still runs to this day very well. We've used it probably a dozen times so far, making a whole bunch of different types of ice cream and soft serve desserts. This is very simplistic in how it operates. In all reality, it's a block of aluminum that freezes the ice as it runs over it, and then of course once it runs a specific amount of time, it stops freezing, warms it up, and then it just falls off because it's slanted surface. And then that little, there's a little door there that flips that tells it that the ice fell down, and then it starts anew, and it keeps going, and then it just keeps doing it. So this is, like I said, 100 pound per hour machine. They make various sizes. The nice thing about them is that obviously I don't even have to have this near a water faucet. I can actually just keep filling that 5 gallon bucket up. And then you can actually use this wherever you go if you wanted to take it with you. Also, you can make sure that the ice that you're making is purified, because you can buy those bottles and fill them at a local grocery store and get pure water. So pretty awesome. I do love the fact that it does come with everything to hook up. And of course, you don't have to use this mechanism here. I'm actually going to be removing it because and then coiling the pipe up, or see if I can remove this as well. But you can bring in your own filters if you want. So if you want something that's a little more robust than this specific filter, by all means disconnect and connect your own. So GSEICE has so far, every product that I've touched impresses me. This definitely feels like a small commercial unit. I'm looking forward to putting this in my basement actually, and then utilizing it when we're gonna go camping or something, a day or so before, get this thing filled up with ice so that I don't have to go to the grocery store and pay whatever the grocery store is paying for ice. So, and of course, it's ice that I control. The quality of the ice is that I control, and I have it whenever I want it. So, big benefit there. So, that is GSEICE's, well, this is the 100 model, and of course, the other models are just variations of it. So, thank you for watching to the end of this video. I will have a full review video after I've used it multiple times. That's going to be coming soon. So, thank you for watching to the end of this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my other videos here on the channel. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon here on GeekSmart.